Hello, all. Very good morning. Thanks for joining for today's session. Basically, the course is designed for the Microsoft SQL servers who have experience on on-prem. The same knowledge we want to have in Azure as well. So in Azure, we have different flavors are there. So I mean, the same knowledge. If you have on-prem knowledge, it is very easy to understand this course. I mean, this is for the people who have experience on the on-prem Microsoft SQL Server only. If you are directly trying to learn on Azure, I sincerely don't recommend this course for who are coming directly to learn Microsoft SQL Server. Here, I am only concentrating on like in on-prem how it works, and in Azure how what are the differences that we have, how we can migrate on-prem desktop basis to the online to Azure with different flavors. So that is the main agenda of this course. Okay, and in mainly how where we can start this course, and what is the first point, and from users we have different jobs and don't get time to explore and everything, right? So for those people this is the right course to upgrade themselves into Azure. Okay, now we have mainly three modules are there generally. One is Azure SQL DBA. I will write it down. Otherwise, it will be looks good for you. So mainly, uh, we have three flavors in Azure regarding the Microsoft SQL Server. What they are: SQL Server on Azure VM, okay, and SQL Server managed instance. You can instance and Azure SQL DBA. And these are the three flavors we are having in Azure. Okay. Now, generally, uh, where we can start here, how we can start. Okay. First of all, we need to have to practice everything in Azure. We need to have one account. What is that account? Outlook.com. Okay. Like for example, my name is Arsha. Assume like Arsha or whatever name you like, and it should like harshaoutlook.com. May I know how many of you are having outlook.com? Hello? Okay. So if you don't have, by next class, make sure that you create one account. I think you know how to create all outlook.com, right? So extension should be like outlook.com. Once we have outlook.com, like what we need to create, we need to create one free account. Where can we create the first? We need to use it. Why? Because once you visit this URL Azure micros.com underscore slash free, we need to start here. And once it is started here, you need to fill your profile with all these things. Once it is done, you will get 13,300 rupees credits for next 1 month. Okay, and 12 free services up to 1 year. Once it is done, okay, you need to fill all these details, and once you did done that, it will go to proceed to next. And what is done, we need to click the sign up. And once you done that, you need to add the credit card or debit card. When I created this screenshot, at that time it was supported in only credit card. Now it is going to support debit card as well. Why? Because I have given my pan card number and everything. That's the reason I cannot create one more free account for purpose. That's the reason I am taking as a screenshots. So once you create tomorrow your Outlook account and you don't have any objections, then I can ask you to share your screen and I will guide you tomorrow to create a free account if you are okay on that. Okay. And once it is done, the 2 rupees is going to get deducted from your credit card or debit card, and it is going to add back to you after some time. Okay. Why? Because it is for authentication purpose. Okay. Now if you see in the Google, In the internet there are so many credit card and debit cards for dummy transactions. Okay, so to avoid all these this, they are going to deduct 2 rupees. Once that is done, you are going to click the sign up, and your Azure portal account is going to be ready for you in next 5 minutes. So this is how you need to create a free Azure account for your practice. Once that is free account has been, for example, if either you use or doesn't use, doesn't matter, it will be there for 30 days. Okay, after 30 days, for example, you have deployed so many services which are going to consume money. It will going to consume up to 13,300 rupees. After that, it is going to stop those services. Until unless you manually, you will get a email. Once you manually provide that, yes, I need to convert free subscription to as a pay as you go, then only it is going to get charged. Otherwise, it is not going to get charged. Okay, so once you have to create like a one free account. Once this is free account is created, okay, then we can deploy or we can work all these things one by one. Okay, for example, in simple terms, let's talk few things. For example, there is a shop, okay, and we went to that shop, they are selling the medicines. What we are going to call it as medical shop, yes or no? And we go shop, they are selling as a groceries. What we are calling it as grocery shop, yes or no? Hello? Yeah, same way. Here, everything is in. Yeah, can you mute? Yeah, everything is on cloud only. So, depending upon what kind of services that we are using, they are calling it as a different purpose. In the cloud, mainly we are calling. We have three types. One is IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. Okay. Uh, IaaS stands for Infrastructure as a Service, and PaaS stands for uh, Platform as a Service, and SaaS stand for SaaS, software as service. Okay, so generally we know that SaaS from very long time we are using. SaaS means a software product as a service. Okay, that is means Gmail. Okay, YouTube. Okay, all these services, Salesforce. Okay, and Snowflake, they are going to give a software, and as per their instructions we are going to utilize their services, yes or no? So we know that all internet generally what we use as end users will comes under SaaS only. Okay, so we have these kind of services. Our flavors, where our flavors will fall into in this category. For example, in the interview they will ask one question. Asha, do you have experience in in migrating on-prem databases to Azure? Generally, we will say yes. Even though we don't say yes, we have to say yes there in the interview, right? Yeah. Then they will ask you like how you are going to migrate. What is your strategy? Okay. So this is the blind question. Okay. Now, whenever they ask this kind of questions, then you need to ask in return them. May I know what is their requirement? Means they want to transfer to which flavor, either SQL Server in Azure, managed instance, Azure SQL DBA. Now they will ask in the question, what are the differences between these three? For example, whatever we are doing in the on-prem, the same kind we want to do in Azure. Same, whatever we are doing. For example, in on-prem, what we are having, we have one data center. Okay, and I will let's. Okay, so this is on-prem. This is one data center, on-prem data center. Okay, and generally we have on-prem directory and SQL servers. All servers will be there here like this, and from India we are going to provide the support. Yes or no? The people who are sitting in India, we are going to connect a VPN and we are going to provide the support. So this is what like regular traditional architecture will be there. But here some people will be there who are maintaining all these things, okay, and the internet, everything will be manual by that company only. But in the Azure, what will happen? They will maintain all these things in their data centers. Okay, so whatever we are doing in on-prem, the same kind of privileges that we want in the cloud as well, then we need to select SQL Server on Azure VM. Okay, so this falls under IaaS. Why? Because they are providing entire infrastructure. They are providing Windows Server, they are providing software, they are providing networking, they are providing the storage. Entire infrastructure they are providing, right? That's the reason we this flavor will fall into a SQL Server and Azure VM. Okay. Now, for example, Harsha, I don't want to the OS on the like I need just instance. I don't bother whether what kind of operating system I having. I don't bother. I just need instance. Okay. So then rest Microsoft will take care. Then we call it as a managed instance. This also falls into PaaS service. Why? Because they are providing a direct platform to you. They are not providing anything underlying OS. So that's the reason this calls under PaaS, direct platform as a service. So directly you can connect to the instance and do whatever stuff you like. Okay. Now, uh, sir, I don't want all these things. I don't want to manage and every man. I don't. I just need a database. I just need a database. So now I directly connect to the, I can do the work and everything. That kind of facility is also there. Then that service calls under also PaaS service. Okay, directly they are providing a database as a platform. So this is small logic here is Azure SQL DBA looks like a SaaS, but it's a actually PaaS service. Okay, so That's the reason we are going to call it as a Azure SQL database as a DBAS, means database as a service. Okay, then what about in the SaaS? There are no such SaaS are there uh, in SQL Server in Azure. Direct we have calling it as a embedded SQL Server is there in Azure. Embedded means what? They are going to embed in another Microsoft Azure products. What are they? Azure Synapse Analytics. This is also the SQL Server. Don't get confused. It is also comes. You can consider as a SaaS only. Okay. But to be more precise, I'm calling it as a embedded SQL. Why? Because it is embedded into that product. Analytics. Okay, and Synapse Analytics and is Fabric SQL. Okay, and Azure Databricks. Azure Databricks is also one. We have one more SQL. This is Microsoft ANSI only, and okay. So we all these are SQL servers are embedded. Okay, directly means we have to consume as it is, and we don't increase we know like we cannot increase the size, we cannot increase the storage and whatever it is, it all the flavors whatever it comes we can increase. I mean we can utilize, we can if you want to enable a few features, there is no such features, but compute and storage you can increase, but you can if you want to so and so future you cannot enable that. Okay, however it was there, we have to use same like that. So we have all this kind of flavors. Okay, now whenever interview asks you, now you have to be in a situation that you have to explain all these things. So we have SQL Server and Azure VM, managed instance, Azure SQL. May you know what is may you know what is the client requirements. Then client will tell you that I need 4 CPU, I need underlying OS, I need. Then if the client need OS, what kind of flavor that we need to migrate? Hello. SQL Server and Azure VM. So client doesn't want underlying OS. Directly he need only instance. What is the flavor that we need to migrate? Managed instance. So clients doesn't bother about the instance. They need just a database. So for that, if you want, then we need to see the Azure SQL database DBA. Okay, these are all the three components. Okay, for example, before now we are for next 1 week we are going to see Azure SQL database. Okay, for that generally I have one doubt. The doubt is, for example, in on-prem, I am talking about the on-prem for terms. What is the flavors that we are having? Enterprise, standard, yes or no? Standard, express. So many are there. Let's take few only. Okay, in the on-prem, uh, I purchase a server, enterprise. So if I purchase enterprise edition, how many databases that I can create? Yes sir. Hello. How many data is enterprise edition is free? Enterprise edition. Once I purchase enterprise edition, how many databases are I can install? N number of means 32,000 something. 7 to 7. Yeah, 32,000 plus. I can say 32,000 plus. Okay, so if I mean once the software is mine, okay, I can do how many databases I can, right? The system. And what is the differences between standard and future? One is future, futures, and hardware support. Hardware support means, for example, my SQLs are SQLs are, I mean my if I install the my operating system is having like 250 GB RAM. So in enterprise it is support 250 GB RAM, but in the standard it will there will be limitations. And future wise also we have some limitations. Okay, we cannot use always on in the standard. Only we have basic always on will do groups. So such limitations are there in the on-prem. But in the Azure, we don't have all these things. We have things quite different here. How the different here is Azure. I will take Azure SQL database in the context. If server is free here, server is free. Okay. Now databases are going to charge. Okay. Server is free. You can deploy. You can master will be there, and you can create a tables there. And it for some moment. Server is free, but every database what you are going to create in that Azure SQL database is going to be charged. Every database is chargeable there. Okay, now even what is the difference between, for example, if you have lower service tier doesn't mean every service tier will have all the features. Every service tier will have all the features. Then what is the difference? Only resources. Only resources means if you have lower service you will have only, all I am telling, only two CPUs, 50 GB RAM, like that. Only resources will be there, but there is no futures limitations. Okay, so these are all the differences between on-prem to Azure SQL database. Okay, now generally how many subscriptions we have in on-prem? Subscriptions, first we will go with the core based, yes or no? Hello. Yeah, yeah, we will go with the core base. After that, subscription based, yes or no? Subscription. Sorry, can you repeat, rephrase it? Yes, yes, core base is also there. Minimum two cores has to be purchased for everything if you want to do that. Okay. Uh, yeah, now these are the ways we have in the on-prem. In the Azure we have also same but little bit different. For example, generally what will happen, generally in Indian mindset what will do. Okay, so whenever we have a shop, Okay, generally we have different kinds of customers. Yes or no? Agreed. Somebody will purchase. I will let you know in this very small example. We have very big hotels. Yes or no? If we go and for tiffin, they will charge 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees. Yes or no? If you go to what is that? Some barista coffee shop. What is the cost of the coffee there? Yeah, yeah. Can you tell me one coffee? What is famous coffee shops? Barista, not barista. May I know kind of Cafe Coffee Day. And what is the other US companies also there? Right? May I know what are there? Yes. Sorry. Yeah. Good. Thank you. Starbucks is a what? May I know what is the price of that coffee? Pen? Starbucks more than 500, right? So if I get can I get the same coffee for 10 rupees or 20 rupees from different hotels? Yes or no? So that's the reason. So that yeah, that's the reason micro I mean I'm not there is not documented, but for mindset I'm throughwise I'm telling to you. So Microsoft don't want to lose those kind of customers as well who went to the 20 rupees, and they want to first they want to introduce the shop. First they want to introduce to cloud. They want to make them to migrate to Azure. So that's the reason they want to offer the low prices. So that's the reason they developed one algorithm. Okay, so that algorithm is called DTU, Database Transaction Unit. Database Transaction Unit. Okay, for example, so I cannot purchase vCore based license. Why? Because it is standard. I mean, it is more than like 25,000 or $2,000, something like that. So for that users, what they will do, they have combined one logic, one different algorithm. That algorithm have some part of CPU plus uh, memory plus IO. So they combined and everything and came with a different algorithm. That algorithm we call it as a database transaction unit. Okay. So this is a Microsoft proprietary algorithm logic CPU where they are introduced to that. So in the interview they will ask you what is DTU. Then it is we need to say it's a combination. It's a Microsoft proprietary. It's a combination of CPU, memory plus IO. So it is means like combo meals. I in simple terms. Okay, for your understanding, it's a combination of CPU and memory. In general, I mean, one one V core roughly is equal to 100 DTUs, approximately 100 DTUs. See how we can one core is equal to 100 DTUs. In business service in premium, one core is equal to generally 125 DTUs. Okay, some customers even they cannot purchase one V core, so that's the reason they divided it into 100 DTUs. Okay, now I will show you the magic. Okay, now there is a two flavors. One is DTU model and uh, V core model. Okay, now in the V core model we are having basic, standard, premium. In the DTU model we are having this one, and in the V core model we have business critical, critical, hyperscale. What is another one? I need to see. Uh, yeah, general purpose. One is another general purpose. General purpose is there. So these are all the models we there. In the interview, they will ask you what kind of purchasing models we have in Azure SQL database. Then we have to. So what is the difference between all these things? Only resources. Resources are the main differences between all these things. Okay, and little bit very one or two future support. I mean that is ignorable. Mainly resources. Okay, so this is the one thing. And for example, in the on-prem, we are having some limitations. If you talk about the limitations, Express Edition, what is that Express Edition limitations? In 2025, it's a 50 GB. In lower versions, it is 10 GB. Yes or no? After that, it is not going to support. Okay. In this case, same way, DT basic model will support. See how many DTU, how many 5 DTUs plus 2 GB storage. Okay, see 1 vCore means how much small? 100, 1 vCore is equal to 100 DTUs. In the 100 DTUs, only 5 DTUs means how much how much, what is the percentage of 5%, right? 5% in 1 vCore, 5 DTUs is having basic. Means how many? Three, almost 450 rupees. 450 rupees is there. So for every person who want to upgrade, want to explore, they can spend 450 rupees instead of $2000. Yes or no? Hello. So this is where, I mean, this is the cheapest model in the Azure. That's the reason you don't find DTU model in other cloud providers. You will only see vCore models. Okay, but in the DTU model only you will find in Azure only. So now today I'm going to show you one uh, I mean how we can going to see. Before that, I would like to show limitations. What is the limitations? First, let's see how I need to do. So if you go to Azure SQL, click create. I will go to portal.azure.com. Once it's done, type Azure SQL. So here you will get Azure SQL database here. Now create. Now it is going to ask this. No. Uh, First, I will create the one. This one. Click on SQL logical servers. Click create. Now I will create one new resource group. I will type Azure uh, DBA -RG. Resource. This is called resource group. Resource group in simple terms, resource group is a folder in our Windows. Okay, just like in the cloud, we are calling it as a resource group. Okay, resource group is in the interview. They might ask you if as a level 0, level 1 question, what is resource group? Resource group is a logical container to create a to keep all resources together. And I mean, we cannot. For example, we can create different uh, resources in different regions, but resource group will all keep together. For example, what is the name that I can give? Test demo 007, or that it is there, or no, 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 I will take 008. Okay, and we will get, for example, for every person, for example, my name is Asha. Okay, and my surname is like K, Kalki, right? Okay, now for Azure SQL database is also we can add a one surname. I mean in simple terms we call, for understanding purpose I am calling it as a surname. Actually we have to call it a prefix. Okay, what is that? Date dot database dot windows dot net. And this is common, we cannot change it. How many money doesn't you give doesn't matter. Okay, whatever name it is, name it is, you can mention depending upon availability. Okay, Harsha 001. And so once you name it that, this become as your SQL server. Okay, so here in this case I am giving server name is visible and everything is visible. So in this I don't have these, you have these many regions. I'm creating a central US. Okay, so now I'm selecting use of both authentication, Azure admin. Okay, so next. So as of now I'm not selecting this one. So next, next. Azure Microsoft Defense Server is like antivirus for on-prem databases. It is free for 1 month. After that, it is going to charge this much amount. So that's the reason I'm not selecting this one and I'm proceeding next. So coming to tax. Tax means what? To differentiate the billing. For example, this SQL Server is a prod. Okay, and SQL Server type. What is the value that prod? Okay, and who is the owner? Harsha. Okay, for example, if you want to make any changes, whom I need to take the approval? Owner approval, yes or no? So like this, we have to provide the tax depending upon the company on the company it was following rules, project owner, region, okay, East US, something, okay, like whatever tax they would like. Provide next. I'm deleting this one. Next. See, can you see this one? Estimated cost per month? Nothing. Means server is free. Okay, now create. So meanwhile, I will open SSMS. Yeah. Meanwhile, to kill some time, you have any doubts? Let me know. Whether it is small or big doesn't matter. Hello. Yeah. Yes, please. Hello. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Resource got deployed. So click on this one. So now this is your SQL server. From here, I need to copy the name, server name testdemo008 and provide here. Now we need to select authentication, Azure admin. What that is what I have given username. This is not required. Yeah. Can you see? Can anyone read this error for me? Anyone? Connection was denied because public deny access was been to set yes. Okay. To avoid these reasons, what since it is a demos and everything, we can go to here networking. Okay. I selected the yes here. Now I will try. This is the error previously. Now the error will be changed. See, it is asking me to add your IP address. Okay, so to add the IP address, what we need to do? Directly you can come to here and you can try to add client IP. Okay, in that case, if you want to know what is my IP, you can type what is my IP address. Go to Google and So this is my IP. Copy this IP, come to test portal and come here and you can add it here. If it is a pub from no, no, right. Okay. So once it is done, click yes. Now it is done, right? Now you can click try to connect again. Okay. Now see you are able to connect the SQL server. For example, you are trying to connect from the different machine. Are you able to connect now? No. Why? Because IP get changes. So we will see all these scenarios in connectivity session. What are the different ways? What are the errors, common errors, all these things we are going to see this one. What is the what we are going to see as of now? We are going to see how to create a free SQL server. Now let's see what the differences we have here. Select star from sysdot databases. See, we are having only master database. Doesn't mean that we have only master. We have model, we have temp DB, and we have MSDB, but they are all hidden databases. It will not visible for us. For example, to some extent, you can create a tables, but not recommended. I'm telling just for practice purpose. Uh, Create table. I'm creating table in the master only, and I am inserting the table insert. Oh, maybe insert permissions was denied. See, this is some limitations. No, I'm inserting into Arsha, right? Yeah, table. Okay. So we have limitations sometimes. Okay. So I mean, previously I'm not getting this. Sir. Nowadays people started using this. That's the reason maybe they blog like that. Okay. So okay. So now these are all the things we have in Azure SQL database, which is a master. Tomorrow, we are going to see every details. What are the next steps that we are having. So meanwhile, I will show you one more time that I'm going to show you all these in Azure SQL DB. We are going to see all these link servers, dynamic masking, table partitioning, everything. In module 2, we are going to see managed instance and how we need to deploy managed instance, how we need to create connect using public and private, and how backup works in Azure managed instance, how we can migrate to managed instance. Okay, and module 3, we are going to see how we can deploy, how we need to configure Active Directory. It is out of scope, but for our reference, see, when we are practicing, we are the admin. We have to feel like that we are Azure admin, network admin, everything we have to feel right. So in the real time, there is separate team, but while practicing, we have to be act like as we have Azure, we have everything, right? Yes or no? So how we need to configure always on with single subnet differences, how we need to migrate from on-prem to Azure, that to SQL Server on Azure VM using DAC. Okay, so all these things I'm going to uh, share with you after 3 days. If you like the way of explanation, okay, and you can join with this kind of uh, I can call it as a mainly workshop. Okay, so okay, after 3 days you can decide, and we will meet you in the next tomorrow. So any doubts for now? Okay, I mean these are all the topics that I am going to cover. Okay, so after 3 days, if you like the way of explanation things, and you can decide whether you can join the with me or not. Uh, I will give my email ID. Yeah, yeah. You want to talk something, anything personal? Uh, Okay, thank you. Uh, Okay. No, on your name it's not possible. I mean, if you have any friends in different domain, so they can you can take their credit card, and you can create your own account, dummy another email account and everything, but you can use their different credit card. Yes, yes, yeah, you can use your wife debit card, no problem. Yeah, yeah, it will be same 9 only. See, yeah, I not normally I will say 30 days. It may be less or it may be 45 days, like something. Monday to Friday only. I'm going to share you up to 1 year. It will be there with you only. Okay, I'm going to share your in the YouTube for your as a private mode for your given email IDs. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead, go ahead. Sir, first of all, we are not learning anything, sir. We are just knowing the differences. Okay, learning will be there, but sir, you know everything, sir. If you know on-prem, definitely 90% you know Azure only. The only the logics, what is there in the on-prem, how it was there in the Azure. That's it. Only that difference is there. Then you can mention 5 years as well. Doesn't matter. No problem. We are going to give that clarity. Okay, don't worry. Sir, it is for example, in companies they have subscriptions, Visual Studio subscriptions, something like company own account is there. In their own subscription, they will create one no subscription with a limited amount of money. Okay, they can, for example, sir, $100 now 10,000 rupees. Does companies willing have I mean, they have such kind will to you to give the 10,000 rupees for your practice purpose? Will they give? Uh, Aja. Okay, then where you are very kind. No, no, there is no subscriptions. They are going to give as a pay as you go subscriptions. Or they have in the company wise they have any subscriptions. They are going to add you into your account and they will provide access to that subscriptions. Yeah. But make sure that, for example, if they have given service and after that you resource different kind of, for example, if you deployed a hyperscale, it is going to charge 5,000 rupees per day. Okay, so whenever you do practice, better to stop the resource and delete the resources if they are not going to be used. Otherwise, they will come on you and say that you consume this much of money. Okay, I mean I mean we are going to deduct from your salary. So there could be a chances like that. Yeah. So anything? Yes, yes, please. Uh, if people all agree, I'm okay with the 9:30. Okay. Let's see why, because after 3 days we can decide that one. Okay. I'm okay with the 9:30. Now, okay. For if everybody, some people, they have shifts, right? So maybe I cannot confirm, but from my side, I'm okay. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, please. Yes. And scaling is also there, na? I mean, once, for example, if the for example, what I can say, if the resources will be not there, we will scale. And in Azure SQL database, we have serverless is there. For example, we have different uh, service there. For example, in serverless, if serverless not being to use, it is going to into the sleep mode. So that you are not going to get charged for that. So is that you are what you are talking about? That is normal thing, na? We are going to discuss. And that in the first starting itself, I told you, na. So what kind of flavors we have? For example, if the user wants to migrate from on-prem to Azure SQL database, now we have requirements. What is that? We know to which flavor that we need to migrate. Now we have to see the database condition. What is the size? Okay. What is the traffic? And what are the features it is supporting? Okay. And what is the downtime that client can offer? So how many ways are there? My job is I will show you the number of ways. You have to decide which way is suitable as per your client requirements. Is that okay? Hello? Yeah. 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 Anything? No. Uh, for example, we are talking about SQL Server and Azure VM. We want to migrate to that one, right? See, we need obviously we require a on-prem SQL Server. That is again develop. That can be a developer edition. That can be a subscription. Express uh, in the internet. If you go with the trial edition, it will come up to six months. No, no. If you want to key also, no problem. In the internet, there will be key. I will also provide that key uh, for home purpose also you can use. It will be there until unless you are going to reformat your laptop. Yeah. Yep. Any other questions? Any other? No, it already started. Na today is only na. Uh, I mean after third day we are going to discuss based on the people. Yeah. Once we join, whoever people are joined, na, after that we will have one for 5 minutes discussion. Is there a, all are comfortable? Based on the majority, we will going to check. Yep. Yeah. Any other questions? No, it's already there. I mean, it's already. I mean, started. Yeah, every day is there. Up to every day from 9, same link. After 3 days, we are going to change. Yeah. Any other thing? So by tomorrow, what is your job? I mean, what your task? You have to create portal.outlook.com. If possible, uh, Azure portal free account. So if you are not good, I mean, if you are not okay in the free account, just create the outlook.com and you can share your screen tomorrow. I will help you on that. If you don't like to record that session after complete our session, I mean, we are going to stop recording and we will help you on screen sharing. Okay? Yeah, I will call you. Okay, no problem. Yep. Any other questions? Yeah, yes, please. Okay. Sorry, your voice cut. Uh, I'm unable to hear your voice now. Sir, to answer your question, I'm asking the same question to you. Forget about on-prem Azure. So can I do the same thing in Azure, in on-prem? Can I migrate 2012 to 2022? Sir, there is some step up migrations will be there. Okay, I mean, for example, if you, I will show you one document. If you want to migrate from 2012 to directly 2025, basically you have to be in the latest versions of latest CU or latest service pack. After that, you want to be in 20 version will be there. So we will check all these possibilities and then we have to come to one conclusion. Yep. So any other question? Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So mainly in on-prem, I don't in SQL Server and Azure VM, I don't cover all these things. Okay, why? Because in on whatever we do in on-prem, the same way in Azure VM. Okay, so in the managed instance in Azure SQL database, it will little different. So I will show you all these things. So dynamic data masking is there, row level security is there, TD is there, and moreover new concept ledger is there, and row level security is also there. Okay. If you want, I need to prepare one more time. I need to show you. If you feel that much of important, I will try to show you in SQL Server and Azure VM. Yeah. Any other doubts? Any other doubts, guys? Okay. Okay then. Thank you. We are good to wind up today's session, and we are going to meet you tomorrow. Thank you.